All right, everybody. Forgive me if I sound a little off. I am still under the weather, but I'm getting better. Take it one day at a time. I wanted to do this review at the same time I got the relic because I ended up getting this at the same time as the relic, but it kind of fell through. Like I said, I fell under the weather, so if you hear me cough or anything like clearing my throat or whatever, bear with me. I'm going to try and do this as quick as possible so that way you guys won't have to suffer through that. So let's talk blades, everybody. That's what we're into today. Got for you guys, CIVIVI. Now, this is a very nice CIVIVI. I very much enjoy this. If you guys haven't already read the video, it is the Crit. Now, of course, it comes with your standard CIVIVI stuff. You got your stickers, you got your reading material, you got your microfiber cloth, and, of course, the knife itself. Comes in a nice case, all that good and happy jargon, so you guys already know about that. I'm going to put that off to the side. Now, this is an all-around tool kind of knife. If you like the multi-tool knives with the blades, well, this is your kind of knife. With a strikingly affordable price tag of $72.25, excuse me. This is the kind of knife that, yeah, I gotta be honest with you guys. I hate putting price tags on everything on my channel. It makes it sound like I'm trying to sell you the damn thing. I'm not. I really am not. What I'm trying to do is more of just like a show and tell, like, hey, this is the knife that you're looking up for a reason. So if you're looking it up, I'm just giving you the price tag on it so that way you know how much I spent on it. That just doesn't, I hate it. I hate putting price tags on everything that I have, that I've shown you guys on my channel. But I do that because I know people are curious. Well, how much was it? How much did you spend it on? How much, where'd you get it? Just in case I want to know where I can go to get it, how much I'm going to spend on it. That's the only reason why I do it. Anyways, I just had to get that off my chest. I absolutely hate doing that because it just sounds like I'm trying to sell you the damn thing, and I'm not trying to do that at all. Either way, this is a great piece for the price. It's not exactly... it's affordable, okay? It's affordable. It's great. It's got the front flipper thing. And it's so funny. I ended up getting a... I guess somebody really, really loves front flipper knives and left a big old stink about how front flipper knives are the best. I'm going to tell you one thing right now, dude. They're not the best. I don't like front flipping knives. I'm so used to the thumb stud. I'm so used to the back flipper. I'm so used to any other way of opening than this. Now, is it bad? Is it something that I would do different? To be honest with you, I think it's okay. If it works, it works. I think it's kind of awkward. You know, you have to put your thumb in the front just to flip it back, and if you don't do it right, then you got to do it all over again. So, you know, you're doing this funky number where you got to do this, and I'm not that great at doing that. Or you could just do this, which is fine if you want to do that way, but I don't know. I think they're kind of awkward, you know? There's always going to be some sort of deployment on a knife that's going to surpass even this eventually, and it's going to just be something that no one's ever going to think about, or it's just going to be so outrageous that it's going to be one of those new fads where it's going to annoy the typical knife collector. They're going to be like, why the heck does it have an inside-out flipper? You know, what the frick is that? But I'm sure someone's going to invent some weird, crazy-ass thing where you got to do some weird reach around to push the thing in and push it out so that way you can smack it in its ass and then it just flops open all perfect and everybody in the freaking knife world's going to love it for some weird ass reason. It's not the front flipper anymore that's hot, man. It's the reach around, smack the balls opening mechanism that everybody's into now. God damn fucking... Anyways, I think I'm done ranting on that. I'm just a traditional type of guy, okay? I like my thumb studs. I like my side flippers. But this is a very interesting knife. The way that they did this, it works. It has a deep carry wire pocket clip, so, that's going to be freaking badass, and it already is. And I chose G10 only because I'm trying to get out of the realm of. I'm really, really addicted to CIVIVI's micarta. They do some good micarta for the price. They really, really do. So I was fighting myself on whether or not I wanted this in micarta or not. And I just chose to keep it traditional with G10. So this is good. This is nice. I can work with this. So you got your main blade here. All right. And that's a pretty decent sized blade right there. And yes, it does have a liner lock mechanism on both tool parts here. So you get two things. You get the blade and you get your tool. And everything just sits very nicely in between. You see how weird and funky that is? But it works for this knife. All right. Front flippers, to me, they're aesthetically pleasing. But I don't like having to reach around and freaking pull back forward to have it pop open. It's just I don't dig that. That's just how I am. I like my traditional opening. So you get your bottle opener here, you get your seatbelt cutter here, I'm assuming, or fish gutter or whatever the heck you want to call that. And you got some wedged areas here and here. So I'm assuming that's going to be considered either a pry or some cases a small flathead. You got your inches on one side and centimeters on the other. You see those numbers right there? So you got your centimeters, you got your inches, and you can actually feel them. So they're actually etched into the metal. And then, of course, you got your little, I don't want to call them torques, but hex screw bit parts here where you can actually, do your own tool work on that if you want to. So that's actually really nice. This is a very functional tool. It works very well on prying, and it's a pretty decently thick piece of metal. So this is a working kind of knife. Now, the only thing that kind of rubs me the wrong way is that there's both of these are running on ball bearings. And I don't know, someone told me that ball bearings and washers are about the same in strength. But I still can't get the video out of my head where some guy was prying with something and he broke, I guess the centering of the blade broke because of the caged ball bearings. Something failed somewhere. One of the ball bearings, I think it was ceramic, one of them broke. One of the ball bearings, or half of them broke or something like that. And it threw the blade centering off so much that it kind of made me fear just ever so slightly. But of course, he was using his knife. He was torquing with his knife when he wasn't supposed to be doing it. He was really abusing the blade. But still, seeing that just shows me that I actually rather choose washers over ball bearings. But of course, ball bearings makes things a lot smoother on opening and deployment of the knife. I almost had it that time. But you know what? It works. It's a very nice, instead of a nail nick kind of system to open up this knife, you have your forward flipper. Oh, I did it good that time. That's probably the only successful forward flipping that I've done out of owning this knife since I've purchased it, and I've been playing around with it, and then I have not gotten it that perfect since right now. So you can actually switch your carry method. You can go from this side to this side, but it's only in one section on both sides instead of all four. And that could be a make it or break it, but I mean it's really not, to be honest. It's fantastic. It's really nice. For you minimalistic people who don't want the big scary murdery knives, this would be a great tool knife for just the typical guy. All right, you bust it out your pocket, you use it, you do whatever you need to do with it, and you put it away. And the flipper part of it is really nice. It's really sleek. The detent is relatively decent. Wow, look at that. That's for the second time that I've done it like that. Wow. So, you know what? That's nice. I really do enjoy that. Now, this does have a little bit of weight to it, so I'm going to get into the specs on it so you guys understand. 3.60 ounces. It does feel a lot heavier than that. It's really strange. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's because I'm sick and I start to feel things slightly different than everybody else does. But hey, whatever. All right, so I'm going to get into the length of this thing. I'm going to do just the blade and the handle first before I do the full length on the entire tool opened on both ends. So you're looking at a 3 1/4 inch blade with an overall, if you're having one side out, you're looking at 7 1/4 inches. I'm going to flip this around. Ooh, I actually felt that blade slide right on my skin on that moment. 3 1/8 for the tool edge. And a total of 7 1/8. So, yeah, it's a little bit of a difference. Just for you tactical ninjas out there, they're going to be like, well, what is it like if you got both ends out? Which I don't know why anybody would do this. But why not? I'm going to do it just in case anyways, just for the hell of it. And it's almost a foot long, 10 1/2 inches exactly. If you're, trying to be some weird, showy, offy, ninja type of person, and you want to tool side and blade side out. Wah wah. Please don't do that. That's just ridiculous. But it works really well. I don't know why they call it the Crit. I almost want to call it the Critic, like the critic. Or critique. But it's not. It's CIVIVI Crit. Whatever. It works. It's nice. I like it. So for those times when you have like the big, scary self-defense knife, this would be a great pairing tool knife that you can keep on you. And it won't really break the bank at $72 and change. So, and it's got decent materials on it. It's Nitro V. So this is a second knife that I own that's got Nitro V steel on there. So I think that that's really, really awesome. Excuse me one moment. Nice thin blade material right there. Good for, those really precise cuts. Now, could you use this for self-defense? Yeah, I'm pretty sure you could. It's got a really decent lock on there. So just in case for one of you, little knife ninjas out there who really, really wants to see if you can use this for self-defense, I'm pretty sure you could. It's got a decent liner lock on there, so it's plenty strong. And, of course, you still got that tool in there. So if you really need to, you really could. And I'm pretty sure you could. Now I'm going to get into the width of things. Get the calipers out. Now I'm going to do it both for the tool and the blade and the handle. So the handle, just so we can start that off and get it out of the way. It's pretty thick. You're looking at a 15.1 millimeters on there. And on the blade, you're looking at a 2.3. And let's see, what about the tool? Yeah, I got to close that. There we go. In the tool section, looking at a 2.4. So it's, there's a bit of a difference in the blade material there and just material alone. Now, this is an all-around good just tool knife. Now, I noticed, and it's so funny, I always find myself wanting, whenever I need a bottle opener, I never could find one. And then now I have one. But watch, when I need it, it's going to be like I am not carrying it or something like that. It's going to be one of those just irritating things when you need it and you don't have it. But you have it, you just don't have it readily right at that moment when you really thought you needed. So this is a great knife. This is a good, if you would, beater knife, sure. I don't think there's anything I could have changed on this. This actually kind of makes me want to get the micarta version of it. Just because this G10 looks really good and it feels great. There's texture. You can feel it on the handle. So it's got plenty of grip on there. And of course, that deep carry wire pocket clip it's just something that you can appreciate, something that you're going to really like. I've carried this for a couple of days on and off just to see how it is, and it is fantastic. I think, oh man, I'm trying to fight myself not to get the micarta version, but I really do. I dig their micarta version so much. They just do it. They do it really well. They really do. This is just something a little bit more traditional that I kind of just wanted to pull the trigger on, and so I got them both at the same time, and yeah, it's good stuff. So you can carry the big, fancy self-defense knife, and then you can pair it with something like this. So it worked great. You know, it's a good tool knife that you could use, and nothing really, you know, too wrong anybody can get you on. It's just a decent piece. It really is. And the blade is, you got plenty of body there. You really do. For its size, you got a lot of just tool blade. And that's really good. That's really, really good. So yeah, I mean, so there's some that really do break the bank. I know Spyderco's got a few that are very, very similar to this. But you're looking at spending close to like $80, $90 for it. So yeah, that can be kind of put a damper on anybody's wallet, really, to be honest. But, you know, it all really depends. CIVIVI does it very well. They do it very well. You get a nice case with it. You get some free stickers with it. I mean, come on, man. You can't go too wrong with that stuff. But with the G10 on this, I don't know. It kind of just brings me back to when most knives were just G10 handle scales. And I like that way better than wooden handle scales, because anytime I drop wooden handle scales, or if I drop a knife, which if you drop things too much, then you probably shouldn't own a knife at all. But the last time I dropped a knife with wooden handle scales, it actually cracked and chipped, and I was just kind of bummed out. You know, I wasn't really a huge fan of wooden handle scales. So G10 is plenty strong. It's got some good grip on there, and it's relatively cheap. But then, you know, you got the newer stuff like micarta and all the other fancy polymers that everybody's into now. But this is good. This is actually really, really nice for what it is. Like I said, it's got a little bit of weight to it, but, you know, the only thing that's really strange is the footprint is a little bit wide on this thing, but, I mean, it's not bad. It really hasn't. When I've put my hand in my pocket to try and grab whatever else is in my pocket, I have not had a problem with these flipper tabs being anywhere obtrusive. They seem to work fine. You just pull it out the pocket, pop it open, you use your tool, and you put it away. So this is very, very straightforward. And it's good material, so it's not that crap material. There's no play at all. There's none. But if you want to, you could always tighten up. I think that might be a T8. Just tighten it up ever so nicely. And, you know, you're back to using what you want to use, and just however tolerance is the way you want it. It's not bad. It really isn't. So I really do appreciate a nice little tool like this. You never know when you need something like this just to carry. Or maybe you're only allowed to carry something like this. Well, you know, this will be good for that sort of occasion. Can't carry your big, scary knife. Well, this one will be the lesser scary knife, I guess. CIVIVI Crit. Anyways, everybody, go ahead and slash that like button, stab that subscribe, slice that bell icon so you guys are notified anytime I post new stuff. And in these crazy times, everybody, please be kind, be safe, carry responsibly, and I'll see you all awesome people in the next video.